This is Mark Alvarez, CEO and founder of LWP, Lightwings Promotions, and I am here with an exclusive feature featuring some young San Antonio artists who just recently released a Bill Withers tribute, an original piece created by all of them within the limitations and the confines of this quarantine that currently grips the city. It's an amazing piece, a beautiful piece. If you haven't seen it yet, I encourage you to look it up, find it out there, find it on our website or at a link at the bottom of this feature. But let's go ahead and jump in, and I want you guys to each introduce yourselves and let the people know, who you are, what you do, and yeah, how did you come to know each other?
Well, I am Carly. My name is Carly Senores. I'm a multimedia artist. I'm not a musician, but I am living with a musician and the music engineer, Austin.
I'm Austin. I met Sitara through the show that I played with Mia. We wrote a record together, and Carly is my girlfriend. And I know all these wonderful musicians because of the scene, and we basically played like a show together and got to know each other's talents.
I'm Dominic. Austin actually asked me to sing and do a little guitar stuff for this one, playing the band Mr. Pidge. Yeah, I was super excited. I love Bill Withers. I'd love to be a part of the project. And I just thought it was a good situation to turn something negative into something positive. So it was really cool just to be able to be a part of it. So I liked it. I remember when he hit me up with it, just, it's like, hey, Dom, do you want to be in this thing? But he was more like, hey, brother, you want to play in this thing? And I was like, exactly. Of course, I would love to.
And I'm Sitara Askew, or Little Chicken Baby. And I got involved because of Mia. I did some work with her, did a show with her. It was really awesome. And through that, I was able to meet all these awesome people.
And I'm Mia. I'm an indie artist in San Antonio, and I created an EP with Austin recently that we released. And yeah, I've just been doing indie stuff.
My name's Sarah. My stage name is Melina. I found Mia through a mutual friend. My boyfriend was a drummer for her band, so that's how I know her. And then me and Sitara met on Tinder. So
okay.
Right. Okay. So how long have you all been involved in the San Antonio music scene? And yeah, how long have you guys been collaborating together? I'm curious to know, is there a collective group name amongst you guys, or do you guys just collaborate together on different things?
Well, honestly, it's just been a very generic process, in my opinion. I've liked this a lot. It's been just genuine, I didn't have to force anything. Sarah asked me if I wanted to sing backup for Mia's show. And at first I was just like, yes, it's an opportunity, because I actually went to school for music. I have an opera degree, I have a music degree. I studied classical music for 5 years, and I didn't have any opportunities. I was writing a lot, and I just didn't have anybody to express it with. So when Sarah showed or gave me the opportunity to sing backup for Mia, I actually listened to her music, and I was genuinely in awe. This is awesome. This is something I want to be a part of. And then from that, we formed this group chat when they asked if we wanted to do our own tribute once Bill Withers passed. And I was scared because I've never recorded on my own. I always go into the studio and just paid for an engineer then and there, setting it up that way. So being able to be self-sustaining and get a recording out there was a milestone.
Oh, that's awesome. How about you guys?
I think the local music scene is we don't really have a name. It's just we just know people. We just have connections. If we just have friends, and I'm sure there's other little circles amongst the music scene.
Oh, okay. Are you guys widely known amongst the music scene? You know, do you guys play a lot of shows often?
I know that Mia and I, like, we've been in respective bands and kind of like been in the same little circle for a while, like probably over like
Cool.
6 years. Like,
I would say like Austin and Mia are pretty widely known.
Hey.
I don't know about widely known.
They are.
In San Antonio, locally.
Yeah, locally they definitely are.
Well,
Thanks.
yeah, we have been in the music scene since like 2015, and you
Uh-huh.
and then I was in Ion, and then we played a bunch of shows together. Like I've opened up for you guys, and Sue and Fox too. So you've been in many bands, so you're definitely, I think, if anything, the most.
Yeah, those bands were definitely a classic to the scene. Like, I feel like when I got into the scene, definitely, I was watching you guys.
That's sweet.
And I think with that, it's like it's pretty easy to see. Well, like how you were saying, how everybody's kind of like connected, because there was lots of shows going on back then. Like every single weekend, there was always a different show, or there was a party, and within those parties, everyone was very connected, and they got to like talk to other people. And I think that's how we kind of all learned to know each other, is through the shows that happened.
Very organic.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
like
that's
it was so organic
Yeah,
of just like
organic.
supporting other people, going to watch shows, meeting other people, just like firsthand.
Yeah, that's tight.
Oh yeah,
It-
that's very interesting, very compelling to know that, you know, such an ecosystem of artists and, you know, indie musicians, it even exists within San Antonio. I know that there are probably a lot of people out there who don't even know
Yeah.
this, and a lot of artists who are probably just lost, wandering the open space, and, you know, need a place to gravitate towards. So
Tight. Yeah,
it's really
exactly.
great. It's like bringing that to my attention. It makes me want to go to a show.
Yeah.
And so on the top of the music scene, my next question would be, what makes the music scene in San Antonio so unique in comparison to others, like, let's say, like Austin and San Marcos and such?
I'd have to say that like the most unique thing about San Antonio is like, so the layout of San Antonio is weird, right? So it's like typical like big city is like packed, like just like outskirts and then like inner city. I feel like San Antonio is like a bunch of little pockets of like city.
Yeah.
You got like Alamo Heights, you got the
Sure.
South Side, you got the East Side, you got Helotes, you have like Stone Oak and Hollywood Park, you got like Medical Center, you got Woodlawn.
Yeah, it's like the LA of Texas.
It's crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pretty much. That's
And
a
like
good
I think
comparison.
all of those different pockets like have immense groups of people wanting to make music and just coming up together, and then kind of coming together in the grand scheme of San Antonio, like causing like a lot of different mixtures of sounds and people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
for
it's like
sure.
a melting pot of culture that just
For
like,
sure.
kind of,
For
like
sure.
melts in the epicenter of everything. Everyone comes together and sort of gravitates. It makes a lot of sense.
I think the Brick, like in downtown, is just like First Friday kind of deals like a huge home base for like a lot of people.
Yeah.
So in this time where everyone's separated and there aren't shows happening, and you
Yeah.
know, the scene is pretty much, you know, in quarantine as well. How did the quarantine affect your musical pursuits in the city?
Well, I've been working on a little passion project with my family, and so we made kind of like this little studio area. That's what I'm sitting in right now, a little piano in the back. But I had to change gears because it was so weird. After about the first week of not performing, I was like, oh, this is real. And so just, if anything, I had to switch gears, I think. And I think as creatives, it just gave us another way to be creative. We just had to think creatively on our feet and see, okay, let's reassess and let's see what we can do. So I guess if anything, this whole situation has, one, made me practice more. Two, made me kind of be the jack of all trades, and now I guess I'm a YouTuber now. But
Oh.
What?
but like we all, it just, if anything, we just to do all medias, like to, have you ever done video? All right, we'll try to do video.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried like making video music or drawing with it? I don't know, just try doing that. And if anything, I guess just finding creative ways to live mixed in with kind of new ways of how to make art, or like how to, you know, make things. So it's interesting, both scary but also fun.
Well, let me tell you this. It was very impactful for me because for myself, this was the first time I ever performed my original music. Like I've been performing my whole life, but it was like operas, you know, choral music, stuff like that. And, you know, being in bands and stuff, but like it would always be somebody else's music. So this is the first time I performed my own music and getting a positive, packed response because it was a very good turnout. It was fun. And
You killed it. You killed it.
thank you so much. That's very nice to say, but it was really fun. And it just felt like, you know, like the natural thing I wanted to keep doing, I wanted to keep pursuing so I can get traction. You know, it's hard for me to put myself out there. So to get no choice, it's everything comes to a screeching halt. And it's not because I have done something within myself, like not because I'm anxious, not because I am not putting the work out there. It's because it is now a public safety issue. I'm like, okay, I have asthma, I'm a high risk person, so I don't have a choice. It's like your opportunity, get a taste of what you want to do, and it's just, I felt like it's snatched away. But now that, you know, doing stuff like this has given me a new perspective, like, no, you just have to adapt to your current situation. In order to be a successful musician, you got to adapt to whatever environment you're in. You don't have to change yourself, but you have to adapt to, you know,
It's crazy.
what's going on.
Exactly.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. How about you, Sarah? How did it affect you?
I feel like it impacted me in the way that I was already headed. Like I was already doing shows and stuff, and I was already kind of putting a stop to my shows because I was going to start to work on another project to have like new material for new shows. And yeah, so like I guess it hasn't really impacted it as far as that, because the only difference is that I can't record in a studio. I just have to learn how to record at home, which, I mean, eventually I would have to do, so it's fine, you know?
So now you're learning about the domestic part of it, recording and doing it yourself. For you, Austin, so how did the quarantine affect you within the music scene and the progression of your craft?
Something that I really enjoyed about the quarantine, and I guess it's still going on, is that you know, I kind of have always had this mindset of like, I want to bring people together. Like, how can I get people to come together, like, and work on art, like really utilize everyone's strength for like one unified goal. And like, there have been a few online things that I've been a part of that spawned because of the quarantine, like a few guitar groups and songwriter groups, and getting to meet people that otherwise like I wouldn't have met.
Yeah.
And it also kind of spawned the idea of this particular medium of like, okay, like I can't get people together in a room and discuss and brainstorm. I guess I just have to maybe do this and keep it simple and do things that are still meaningful on a grand scheme, and like for culture, and reach out to as many like talented individuals as I could think of that could correspond. And I guess that's all. It just changed the medium of like it changed the canvas of the art, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And honestly, I think that was pretty genius in terms of like seeing the end result. It's you know, it's kind of like, you know, it surprised me, and it surprised a lot of the people that I've shown it to, that, you know, that people could, you know, they're like, oh, I wonder what the process was like. I wonder exactly, they want to know exactly, how did they do this? How did they pull this off? And a lot of people are shocked. Everyone is pretty shocked. But the way that you were able to creatively pull everyone together and to create such a beautiful and such a, you know, remarkably emotional piece contribute to Bill
It was
Withers.
everyone. It was everyone.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing is like, even though everybody did their part, everybody came together at the end and produced something really beautiful. So Mia, how did the quarantine affect your musical pursuits within the city?
Well, I was supposed to move to New York, and I could not because the day that I was going to move, like the day right before the shelter-in-place took place. So I had been planning that for like 6 months to do, and I was all ready and all packed up. So I had to stop, and so I just stayed back at my house that I'm at with some of my friends, and it's actually been good considering being in quarantine. I've been working a lot on like music and like social media stuff, so I've had like a lot of time to do that. So I'm trying to make something really bad into something really good, and it's
Oh, well, cool. So shifting perspectives and moving into the marketing and focusing on the promotional aspect and your image and such, it's always a good way to, spend the time. I think that's a really good and effective way to appropriate your quarantine time. So
That's crazy how that happened, though.
Yeah,
like it literally happened the day before she was supposed to move.
Yeah, but New York is like the epicenter of COVID-19. You do not want to be there right now. So it's a good thing you're away from that. It sucks that it's New York because I always wanted to move to New York, but it's terrible what's happening up there right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to my next question. What made y'all decide to create this collaborative video? And I know that, Bill Withers passing was obviously a part of it, a main contributor to it. He was a legend. But how did the idea come to fruition? What's the story behind the video?
Well, I remember Austin and I were messaging each other back and forth, and we were like, "Oh my God, like we can't believe it!" We were really sad, and we were. I remember I sent him a message like, just kind of hypothetically, just throwing it out there, like, wouldn't it be cool if we got a bunch of people together to make a cover? Like that'd be pretty cool, right? We could make a little video. And then I just threw it out there, and then I went to work, and then like maybe like 2 hours later, Austin messages me and he's like, okay, so I got like 4 people and maybe 5 and to send in their parts. I'm talking to like all these musicians about how we're gonna make it, and I've got like all these vocalists and it just happened, and I was like, I didn't even think that was good. Like I didn't think it was gonna be a thing. It was just an idea, and then Austin just did his magic and reached out and got a lot of people to contribute. It was really cool. Like within 2 hours. Yeah.
Definitely.
Like, that's a great idea. Like, let's do it. Why are we waiting? Like, let's do it.
Implementation.
Yeah. And that's good because I tend to just hoard all my music, like my artistic ventures. I've recorded a lot of music and I just hoard it. But this is just like, okay, I already committed to it. Let me just go in my room and I'm doing it. And it's also, I don't know about you guys, but for me, when I have an artistic venture to look forward to, like just a goal I want to hit, it's something to look forward to the next day. It's something that's motivating my next day. I'm like, okay, I need to do this, A, B, C, and then I'm going to go in the room and record. And that, that can only make you better.
Yeah, definitely.
So Austin hit all of you up individually, correct? But did you guys necessarily all know each other? Like, did you guys all just know Austin, or have you guys been familiar with each other all across the board for a while?
I knew most of them, but there was some people in the group chat I didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like a combination. Like everybody knew Austin, and Austin was like the glue. And then there were a few people that had collaborated and worked together, and then there were a few people that were like totally new that I didn't really know. And I just saw Satara perform like what was it, like a couple months ago, and I didn't know her 7th. Before. Yeah, and like I had known Mia because Austin worked on an EP with Mia, so. I had known people, but I had never like worked with any of y'all. So that was really cool.
The only reason I asked that question though was because the chemistry within the video and the way everything was so in sync and together. And I know you guys all recorded your own pieces separately, but the chemistry that came across throughout the whole video and how organic and how natural it felt. I don't know Austin, you're the sound engineer behind that. You're the
Yeah,
one who
yeah, absolutely.
like, okay, so like, I don't know, but if you do have that knack for connecting people and, people that hardly know each other and are able to put their sounds, into one thing, I think that's a unique gift and a really good
Straight up.
quality.
Thank you.
So props to you for that. So what made y'all decide to create this collaborative video? And I think you guys kind of already covered it, but what was the motivating, like, what was the seal the deal type thing for you? What was the decision? What caused the decision?
I think people just got like really excited because
We're inside.
Yeah.
we're all inside. We're all like,
Exactly.
like yeah, and to to make a tribute to Bill Withers obviously was a huge motivation because "Lean on Me" is an iconic song, like, and it was, I thought, in my opinion,
Symbolic
it
of
was
the
like really
time.
appropriate. Yeah, exactly. It was
Yes.
appropriate and symbolic.
It was like everybody wanted to create, but because of the circumstances, it was kind of difficult, especially if you wanted to collaborate. And so I feel like everybody just wanted to. And so we just needed that thing. Like, what could be that thing to bring everyone together? Like, obviously, Bill Withers is like super.
Yeah, lean on me.
Yeah, lean on me. Like, lean on each other.
Exactly.
Collaboration.
Musicians.
And
Okay. And what you're saying, like at the end of the video, I just loved that. I loved how it was edited and everything. But the whole bringing people together, like history, the legacy of it all. Their music is timeless. Of course, we're musicians and people that are, very into artistic lifestyle. So wanting to create something timeless, and then my hopes at least are to make a song at least half as good as that, so that maybe when I'm about to die or I'm no longer on this earth, there's another group of people that I have collectively influenced, like Little Richard just passed away. These
What?
are yes
yeah,
today.
this morning.
What?
We on
Yes.
another.
Oh my God. I didn't know
Yes.
that.
I didn't know
Yes.
that.
Didn't
Yes, he just died.
call himself like the queen of rock and roll?
I guess
Exactly.
who
So
knows it?
no, for real, exactly. You see what I'm saying? I'm about that life, but it's like I hope to create something that makes that last, that lasts for anyone to pick it up and be like, wow, this is supporting me. This music is giving me a hug. This music is being, what I need in this time. So I don't know. That was my
You
deciding
do
factor.
know. You do know.
I think that's definitely what I want to, is give people virtual hugs with my voice.
Exactly.
Aw.
Mia, what influenced your decision to hop on this project?
Just to make music and collaborate with friends that I love. So
Oh, so sweet, so humble. That's great because the end result, obviously, you just can't. I really think it is symbolic with with Bill Withers passing, as well as with the legacy he leaves behind. But even just the symbol and the symbolic meaning of the song in terms of like the times like this, though we're apart, there are ways that we can come together. Technology has made it possible for us to stay together, and and we can still create beautiful things together, even though we're not in the same room. Which is, I think a lot of people, maybe a lot of other musicians and artists, maybe in LA, New York, quite not had it right, but you guys did something very amazing, and you guys, that's
Thank you,
you
Mark.
guys deserve the credit.
Thank you.
So what parts of the video did you contribute to, and what was the process like for each of you?
Can I start?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Sarah.
Since mine's kind of towards the beginning of the video. I'm just kidding, I don't know. But
It is.
mine was really hard because, like I said, I don't have any experience recording at home. So I really was using this as a push to help me learn. And it really was like frustrating. Like just getting it set up was really frustrating. Even though I've set it up a billion times before, it just always has a problem. And I remember like my mic, I kept being too loud. So I don't know what was wrong with my mic. My mic was just cutting off or something. But yeah, the recording process was really hard for me because it was my first time kind of doing it. And the recording, as far as with my iPhone, that was pretty easy. I just had to do my makeup for that, and that's it. It was just with my iPhone.
Satara, how about you?
Like, I agree with Sarah as well. It's eye-opening, you know, that I can do things that I would rely on somebody else for, which of course you always need help. And I love just the collaborative part. It's like ritualistic to me. When I create music, I just like to be in a collaborative effort. So I think it was super tight to have an idea and then be like, okay, this is what I need to do, follow the directions, and then we get a good project.
Austin, how was it for you? Oh, Carly, weren't you on the song too?
I was, and I
Yeah.
wasn't supposed to be, but I don't know. I kind of wanted to sing, but I've always been really like embarrassed and shy to
Because I
sing.
know you guys are like side by side like this. Or are y'all?
Yeah,
y'all
I thought you
recorded,
did.
We
on the
recorded
video?
it separately, and I had it actually. I didn't even have to flip the video. It just ended up being that we recorded it that way, and I put it
Oh,
together. Yeah. But I really kind of like. I kind of wanted to sing, and Austin was like already doing kind of a double voice on his part, and he's like, "Why don't you just sing with me?" So that was really cool. Yeah, I liked that I got to contribute musically, but I did all of the clipping of the videos.
nice.
So that was actually like really fun because I mean, just creating like the shapes and stuff, but seeing it all come together like visually, because I had been listening to the song over and over again, you know, being with Austin and hearing it all the time. So it's just cool to see like how it came together visually.
Yeah.
That was my contribution.
You did amazing.
It was really good.
Editing is fun.
It is fun. Mia edits too. Yeah.
So was recording good for you, Austin? How was the? I know you mixed the song together and you contributed pretty much, taking all the pieces and putting them together. But how was that for you?
It was fun. I mean, it was nothing short of magical to see everybody like, send in the little bit of soulfulness that they had to put it all together. So the process was as such. Like I played guitar, and I found a bassist and a drummer and a keyboardist, some dear friends of mine, and I was like, how do I even get this started? And so I recorded like a scratch guitar track of just like plain guitar. I sent it to them. The drummer laid over his part. The keyboardist laid over his part. The bassist laid over his part, and then I re-recorded my guitar part. After I got that, I mixed it, I kind of did a little bit of engineering to make it a little sweeter. And then I sang my little verse in the beginning and some little background vocals throughout to kind of beef it up. And then as people sent their stuff in, I kind of just like patchworked it, like put everybody in their right little spot, tried to bring out what made their voice beautiful. Because I think that everybody on this has like an immense amount of talent, and I'm very lucky to work with them. And I tried my best to showcase like what made them them. Like for Satara's part, I cut out my electric guitar after I heard her verse at the end, and I put acoustic. Like just little things.
Yeah.
And for Mia's chorus, Noah Luna, the keyboard player, ended up re-recording a part over her chorus that made it a little more sweeter. For Sarah's part, like we ended up mixing a little bit more of the drums like in the background before it came in. I just tried to keep it as dynamic as possible to really bring out everybody's strengths.
It's like a true homage to Lean On Me. Like it's like no matter the rendition, no matter who sang it, it was a true rendition, or like in essence, a beautiful adaptation just taken on by a different artist. Like it really encompasses and represents you guys each very uniquely. And that's something I've heard across the board. So Mia, talk a little bit about your contribution and your process and how you contributed throughout the quarantine.
I kind of know how to record at home, so that wasn't really a problem. But I guess I haven't heard Lean on Me in a while, so I kind of had to listen to it a couple times to really like understand like how I wanted to sing it. So I think that was like the biggest thing that I was like worried about. But yeah, it was pretty easy and it was really fun. I love organizing with people, so when I got to kind of do that at the end with Tara, that was like my favorite part because Tara is so beautiful when she sings, and so
thank
it helps to kind of lift her up, hype her up, you know. So that was
Thank you. Yeah.
Noah was here because his part was my favorite because he has a voice of an angel. So I wanted to see how his process was for that because, yeah, I think he's super talented.
Then he was one of the other artists who is unfortunately not here today, but
He's in Nashville, actually.
oh really, Nashville?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
and he recorded it from Nashville?
he did. He did.
Oh,
He's a
wow,
dear
wow.
friend of mine in a few bands
Oh.
together. But he just graduated from Vanderbilt for jazz studies,
Tight.
and we go back a long time.
So
he was more than happy to contribute.
So there is another question I wanted to ask along the lines of your processes and such, but did you guys, before the pieces were put together or you recorded your own pieces, did you hear anyone else's?
Oh.
No?
Oh, like as
Wait,
in
yeah.
Like
Like-
did you hear
like other
so-
people?
yeah, other people who were on the same track? Like I know everybody reported their own part of the song.
Yeah.
So did you listen to anybody else's pieces before recording your own rendition, or
I didn't.
Some people did, some people didn't. Google Drive was our friend, and we got whatever we had from Google Drive, and there was either no voices on it or there was already some voices on it that had contributed. I was kind of last, so a lot of the voices were already on there when I contributed.
I think Mia was one of the first to
She was the
contribute.
first to contribute her
oh,
voice.
Yeah.
wow.
You
Might
did
be
it
my
so
favorite
fast.
person, too.
So she
It was
the-
awesome.
Like,
It was
ready
so
to go.
efficient. She was ready to rock. Like, and
so-
like, I tried to do this thing or like everybody would send their stuff in. Like I said, it was patchwork. So like I would put their voice in, I'd mix it, and I'd try to get it to everyone as fast as I could so that they knew like, oh, okay, this is right before my chorus. Like how is that gonna work? Or this is like right after me. How do I lead up into that? And I tried to like make it like building blocks so people could hear it along the way and hear it like unfold ever more like a flower blooming in spring, like slowly seeing stuff come together.
Yeah.
And I felt like that helped people, and maybe that's why it felt so organic and like when you listen to it, because but it's funny if you think about it, like, and you listen to Mia's part, because she sang on it when there was like no other voices. It was
That's
my
what I'm
voice
saying.
in the
It kind of
background, but
started.
it was funny.
It kind of started towards the end, and then at the beginning, because I was waiting for the first person to sing for like the longest time, and then everybody had just gone, and I was like, I'm gonna go, and then the first person went. You know what I mean? It went like last to first.
Pretty much, yeah. I recorded, I didn't even have the music. I had one headphone in like this, and I just played the song on my phone, and then I had my actual like headphones that I recorded on.
I
So
like
I
your
was
whole
singing into
lighting
the
setup
mic.
too.
Thank
The
you.
whole lighting
Thank-
setup you
Oh
have.
yeah, it was so
It was
cool when I saw it.
so dope.
Thank you.
Yeah, like it's at the tone.
That was a really special thing. Like
Awesome.
everybody could set up their scene,
Mhm.
like, and show their personality. It was so dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
I
you.
do think that Mia did like set the tone though, because like when I heard her verse, I was like, oh my gosh, that's so different and cool and special. And I didn't like think, I mean, I got like really excited for like what other people were gonna contribute. And
Yeah.
then it turned out to be like what we said, like everybody with their own like personal style. But yeah, I thought it was really cool to see
Well,
like right off the bat, like this is gonna be killer, like already.
the chemistry was really good. I just was kind of like, astounded. So I thought like you guys, all like were super close knit, knew each other. But, the fact that you can bring like, even some strangers into the mix and create something, so uniquely powerful and compelling. It's it's a feat well achieved.
We all believed in it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A little faith will take you far. So,
Yeah, man.
and then let's move on to my next question. So, do you guys think the music scene here in town will ever go back to how it was before the quarantine?
No, I don't think anything's gonna go back to how it was. Like
I
how
hope.
it was.
I hope.
I
Like
think it'll be
this-
different, but better. Just people, you have to make changes. Again, it's like adapting. Things like pandemics have happened before, and people survive through them. It's not, it's not just something to brush off, but it's a part of history. We are a part of history right now, and people just keep going through. I mean, that's it. We just have to keep going and figure out how can we make this work. So it's not going to be the same, but we'll steer the boat and get back on.
I think it's forever changed, honestly, but this project gives me really a hopeful perspective. It just shows that I guess people that just kind of take that initiative, you can bring not only a lot of people together, but when you bring those people together, a lot of cool stuff can happen. And I think a lot of new and creative and cool things can come out of this, even though it was just a simple kind of thing at first. But I think things will be different, but we'll see.
Whoa.
Okay.
Bad.
Like unfolding the fortune cookie.
We will have to see. Okay, so
I'm optimistic, super optimistic.
Yeah.
so does anybody else have anything else to input on that question about how they think the San Antonio music and independent art scene might change after this? Mia, I know you're probably headed to New York after this, but do you have any thoughts?
I think now, because with the whole like relief funds and everybody kind of like helping out the community, I'd hope to think that would kind of push people to, when we do come back, to just people going to more shows in San Antonio. I feel like as people who live in San Antonio and people who love music, they could do a lot better with kind of supporting the music scene. People are pretty supportive now, but I hope that they could become more supportive and kind of like every weekend try to go see a show instead of going out to like a club or like a bar or something, or going to a show with, that's at a bar. I feel like people could like try a little better to support me.
Yeah.
That'll definitely happen though. Trust me. I feel like if there's a show and people can go to it and they've been stuck inside, like they're gonna want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah, for sure. Concert culture is going to be different, but I think in that way, can create a culture. I think that's something that might happen. Who knows? But I totally agree. I hope people go to shows.
Because you're an avid performer. Dom is an avid performer with his group, Mr. Pidge. So
I'm just like a gun for hire. I drum for a lot of people.
yeah.
And so like that's where I make a lot of my scratch is just performing with other artists, and it helps me, I guess, pursue whatever thing. But I look forward to that day to where I can see all the homies again playing and doing all the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I know that LWP will probably be a little bit more involved. I'll probably end up going to some shows after this. Courtesy
Yeah.
of Carly. So, are any of you working on any new projects at the moment? Well, I know while in quarantine, there's probably a lot of stuff in the works. Anything that you want to let viewers, listeners, or anybody, looking at this feature are gonna be curious to know about coming soon?
Well, yeah, actually, I just finished a final master on a song I recorded a little while ago, but I'm going to be releasing it soon, probably, for the next couple of days once I get the cover art. Yeah, it's a song called Appetite. I want to release it finally to the world, so please check it out when it's live
So
on my
do you got any
Instagram.
Instagram, social platforms?
Yeah.
Handles?
Well, right now, you can search me under just Satara, Satara, but I'm more widely known as Lil Chicken Baby. So Satara's my name, but Lil Chicken Baby is right here. I
Lil
was gonna
Chicken
say
Baby.
that, but it was too easy. I didn't want to say it.
How about the rest of you guys? New projects, new stuff coming out. I want to let people know.
I'm making stuff with Austin right now, but it's kind of at a stop, but not really. Like what I've been planning without telling him, it's just releasing that one song that I feel like we both, like you already sang on, and I just will sing on top of it and kind of release it, kind of like a collab. You know what I mean?
Okay. So where can our viewers, listeners, and feature readers find you?
At Melina Lena. I don't know. Should I spell it out so you can keep it? Okay, I'll just spell it out. MELEENA.
Okay. Well, you guys be looking out for her new single this June. Austin, Mia.
You want to go first, Austin?
Sure. I was just like, I'm sitting on so much material and I'm always focusing on like bringing other people to the forefront. Like, I'm just going to drop some stuff. So I dropped a few songs under the moniker Auji, AUJI. And I didn't really make a big deal about it. I was just like, I'm going to put it out there because I'm just tired of sitting on so much stuff. But so that's one thing. But like Sarah said, we're working on something for her. I'm always like, I have a few vocalists in mind that I just like really want to write with. Yes, I included, and I am just like that's my game. It's always been like bringing people together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Audrey, this is my solo stuff. And other stuff will be under other people, but just look out for my name. I'm there.
He'll be there.
Trying to help people along, man.
So where can people find you? Instagram, Twitter, Facebook?
I don't have a Twitter actually.
You don't tweet? Oh, okay.
I don't.
Oh, but what Instagram handle?
Tranquil Zephyr.
Tranquil Zephyr. Okay, so you can find Austin at Tranquil Zephyr for any updates regarding his new stuff coming out. Mia, you'd like to go next?
Yes. So I'm working on another EP.
Cool.
But that's gonna take like
Right.
probably not gonna come out in like another year or like 8 months because I want it to be longer. And it's kind of more dancier. I'm going kind of like in the vibes of like Grimes. So I'm excited to do that.
Oh,
that's exciting. I've seen Grimes 3 times.
The future of music.
But go on, Mia.
So yeah, I'm doing that. I'm working with I got Daniel Puente who did the my other EP to help me with like the sound engineer stuff, and I just got Ableton, so I'm trying to work.
Ooh.
I'm more. I did some stuff in Logic, so I'm trying to just be a little more self-sufficient with my music.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just learning a lot, and so hopefully that'll come out like in the next couple of months, 8 months to a year. I don't know. I don't want to rush it. I want it to be perfect. So
Right.
that's what I'm working on right now.
And she just released something, so that's why.
Oh yeah,
too.
if you want to
'Cause
talk about what you just released, that's very.
What do you mean? Did you just release?
Feels late July. Every time I hear late July.
Yeah, my EP. Sorry, it just feels like that happened a long time ago.
It was.
I know, right?
Since like
I just released an EP with Austin and Daniel. They helped me with producing it and writing it. It's a 5-song EP, and I love it, and it's super fun and happy.
It's on Spotify right now.
Yeah, so go listen to it. But you can find it for like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. My handle is Mia Madden Music for like all of it. So go check it.
Mia Madden Music. So everyone who is interested in listening to Mia, new EP, you can find her at Mia Madden Music on Twitter and Instagram, and be looking forward to her next EP. If you like her first one, the next one's going to be even better because she's going to put a whole lot more effort into it and a whole lot more blood, sweat, tears, and soul. So definitely looking forward to it. And I'll be listening to your EP. And Lo-Fi Loft.
That's me.
Let's talk about what you got going on, what's coming up for you, and
Man, I came into the game super late. I just got on Fortnite, wasted 2 days of my life. Just kidding, but kind of. No, I released what started out as just a joke album and like a bunch of remixes, and then it got some coverage, and I was like, well, that's the second time a meme that I've made has gotten written. So it was a project that I was writing a lot with Mr. Pitch stuff, but then I was like, I just want to make dumb, crazy trap music where I want to make like 90s hard style or like early dance, and like there's a lot of subgenres that I would I think Austin would get this, but just being a songwriter, you just like that mentality of I want to just write everything and just throw sticks to the wall. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's like, well, that's an hour I won't get back. Let's go. But
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
I dropped out. It was a project called Thick Justice. I think I might do 4. I released another EP before that, and I think I'm gonna release maybe 2 more. But I think originally I wanted to release an EP for every season. I got pretty much there, but I was gonna do a song for 5 songs, a set for 5 songs for each season. That was a weird way of saying that. But one of them, the first one was spring for some reason, and the second one summer, fall and winter. And I would try for each song to kind of match or capture each mood. But that kind of slowly transmutated into doing like a summer album, which is the most foreign in my writing style. So it's more rock. So LOL. But in the upcoming fall, winter, I'm going to drop a straight beat tape, which is, I think right now, maybe like 12 or 13 random songs. I have 2 collabs on it, and I kind of want to collab with as many people as possible and see what happens. And last thing, I got a couple other stuff, but one that I guess I want to talk about. I want to do animation. That's the next thing. So I've been doing a lot of sketching and drawing and stuff. This is going to be the cover art for the upcoming thing.
Yes.
So been doing stuff like that. So each album that I release or EP, I do the original art, or I try to. But I think doing this project in general has made me just open up and want to play with others at a distance, I guess, but still really want to work with others. So as I'm getting to this point of writing and making all this stuff, I'm getting to like, I don't know if I can finish this. Maybe I should send it to another person. So hoping to do a lot more collaborations. And
Smart.
Sure.
Yeah, connections are key. Connections are key. Always remember that. So my last question. Here we are, very end. But thank you guys. Actually, but before we move on to last end, yeah, you did. So where can we find you?
At Mr. Pidge Music.
Mr. Pidge Music. How do you spell that? MRPIDGE. Mr. Pidge. So yeah. So if everybody check out Mr. Pidge Music. Instagram and Twitter, I'm assuming. And
I don't have a Twitter actually.
Oh, no Twitter? Okay, so just Instagram, Mr. Pidge Music. Check it out. Back to my last question. So is there anything you'd like to say to the community that you're part of? Any words of encouragement or words of admiration or anything else that might be on your mind that you feel that it's important for the community to know during this time and moving forward as the state, the city, and the country opens back up?
Well, we are here with you. Sometimes it can feel really lonely being a human in general. So now, we don't know any individual circumstances, but a lot of people are either with just themselves or, maybe a roommate, somebody just close proximity to, we feel distant, basically. We feel distant from each other. So we are here together. It's kind of nice to be reminded that nobody's different. We are all
In the same boat.
exactly. We're all in the same boat. So thank you for continuing to support us. Thank you for listening in the first place, giving us the time in your day, even though you don't have that much else to do. Thank you for giving us that time. And, just thank you for listening. That's it.
Sarah, you have anything to add?
I just want to add to all the people who don't consider themselves part of the local music scene to not be discouraged, to reach out to anybody who is in the local music scene and just talk or, make those like connections with us, even though we're in quarantine, hey, this is a good time to make friends,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm also here for anybody who's not in the community, like,
Aw.
and just wanting to reach out. Maybe they want to be in the community, but they just didn't even know about it,
Yeah, see,
hopefully more people find out about the community through this.
Yeah, see, I didn't even know that there was a sort of underground independent music scene until until I saw the video, and then I was like, oh, this is really nice collab artist. But now hearing you guys elaborate on it, hear your story, now I'm even more aware, and it kind of makes me think, it's like, gosh, I've like written a few songs. And I'm like,
Oh, cool.
Yeah, man.
yeah, but none of my pieces are like original. I would just write it to like piano and stuff that I listen to. So it's not anything as far as great as you guys, but it inspires me even to get more involved and to meet more people like you, because you guys are all fantastic. So Austin, Mia, Mr. Lo-Fi Lofts, what kind of words you guys got for the community here today before we sign this off?
I think don't be alone and don't be afraid. We made this together, even though we were physically spread apart. You're never really alone. The city is together, and through art, everyone can create something, even if physically you're far.
Yeah.
And so don't ever feel like you can't reach out. Don't ever feel like you're trapped, because you're not. Even if you feel that way, you can break through with other people wanting to create through just that notion, just that idea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I don't know. It's something I guess like my folks always told me. It's like art does not stop where or like I guess like the real world ends kind of thing. I don't know. I kind of paraphrase that.
Oh, yeah.
I guess when it first happened, like my world kind of stopped. My usual way of existing kind of got put on hold. But if anything, it made me like more creative. And I just say that to the artists, use this time wisely. You can come out of this stronger, smarter, craftier. You may have this time and you may not get good at your instrument, but that's probably not going to happen because it's just practice. But like, yeah, we're all in this together, and I think we can all grow together in a great way.
Yeah.
In a way, I think it just shows that really in San Antonio, a lot of musicians kind of are like community, and it's this network that kind of gets stuff done. When it happens, it's really cool. So I really, musicians, artists, creators, just keep making the things, just keep going, never stop. I'd say.
And thank you guys too. Thank you, period, just for thinking of me to be a cog in this machine. It's really nice to see what everybody can contribute when we put our minds to it. So genuinely, I want to say thank you, and I appreciate everything that y'all did to make this happen.
You're like one of the best.
Yeah, awesome. Everyone's awesome.
Oh, that's so nice. Mia, what are your words to the community regarding the pandemic and the scene and anything that you'd like to say to the community, encourage the community?
You guys pretty much said it all. Just don't be afraid to create and make music. Whenever I was starting out music, I was very shy and like I didn't think that I sounded good because I was just kind of scared to like jump over that fence of actually sharing my music with people. So I know there's a lot of people that are just like scared to sing in front of someone or play music in front of someone. So I guess use this time in quarantine to kind of like perfect your art in a way, and don't be afraid to share your art, even if it's like painting, drawing, video work, audio
Yes.
stuff.
Writing.
It's all intertwined at the end of the day. We need each
It is.
other.
We're
Exactly.
all
We need
artists.
each other.
I was gonna
Exactly.
definitely say like Carly, like she contributed this to the not like
Fullest.
just by singing, but like by giving it a visual aspect. And like if people
That's a
can
lot.
It's a
multidisciplinary
lot.
And
It's
that's what's
half of the work.
art,
that's gonna get what's gonna also bring in a lot of the attention because because it's it's what the eye what the first thing the eye sees is the video. That's what draws them in. That's what gets
I
their
think it's like
attention.
really important. Like that aspect of music is really important. The visual aspect of music gets overlooked a lot of the times, but it's just as important.
Yeah, because
It's
people
integral. Without it, yeah, that's
and
it. Like,
and even when you're listening to music, people are imagining and fantasizing and imagining
exactly.
scenarios within their head that they play and associate with the music, whatever they're going through, whatever is going on in their day-to-day lives. They put the music to that, and it becomes like the soundtrack to their life. So I can definitely relate with that statement. Like really.
You know what? If you have an idea, you can make it happen. If you're looking for a sign right now, I want to make something real. There's an idea in my mind. You can do it. Here's your sign right here. You can make something reality, and don't be afraid to reach out to other people, because the worst thing they could say is no. And then guess what? The next thing you do, you ask somebody else, they say yes, and there you go, baby. You've got yourself your own creation. So
yeah, and if you don't never put yourself out there and you don't go out there and like a lot of people are afraid, like Mia said, and you don't put yourself out there, then people won't recognize it, and then opportunities like this won't happen. People won't recognize it, and people won't be able to vouch for you. People won't be able to understand you or support you if you don't allow them to. So make sure you get your voices heard.
That's why I always say yes. Like as a musician, ever since I got into the local music scene, yes has been a thing I've had to say a lot, because I'm not like big to be saying no to all these things. You know what I mean? Like every little opportunity helps.
counts.
Exactly. So, Carly, I'm gonna leave it to you to end the closing remarks, and if anybody else has anything they'd like to add, feel free to. But I'll leave it to you, Carly, to wrap this up.
What I would like to say to the community is like, obviously, like I'm not a musician, but I think that art is a really powerful tool, and I think that it's an expression of love, and love is like the most important thing in the world. And even if you're not a musician but you're an artist, like musicians need cover artists, like or cover art for their songs. They need people who know lighting, they need people who know set design. So there's like a lot of other creative parts that go into like a great show or a great video, or I mean any kind of musical material.
Promotions.
So yeah, so
terrible at it.
so yeah, like I'm really happy and excited that I'm now starting to collaborate and like put my art out there and like work with musicians. So that's like really cool. And I did want to like say thank you to everybody. And like this, like I said earlier, this project like was just an idea that we had. Like it was just a random little blurb, and it turned into this beautiful like thing, and it brought so many people together. I don't know if you've seen like the views on the videos and how many times it got shared, but like I had like people rolling in all of these comments like with so much love, and like it was just cool to be a part of like this project and like meeting all of you guys and stuff. So with that, I thank you, and I thank everybody who watched it and enjoyed
Thank you. Thank
it.
y'all.
Thank you guys.
Thank y'all.
Well, I just want to take a moment and thank all of you. Thank you for jumping on and getting to speak with Lightwings Promotions regarding your Bill Withers tribute, until getting to learn, about each of your different art styles and your places within the San Antonio art community, and then therefore so on with me and traveling to New York soon. So thank you guys for hopping on. This is a great conversation, very inspiring, very enlightening, and I hope to be seeing a lot of you pretty soon out and about, and maybe talking about your next big project. So
Yes.
alrighty.
Have a great day, everybody.
You have a lovely day.
Thank you guys for your time, your effort, and of course your hard work. It's much appreciated, and I look forward to getting to personally meet all of you one of these days. Hopefully through
one of these days.
We'll be in touch. Thanks you guys for everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Take care.
Have a lovely day. See you soon.
Bye.